Welcome back. This is our second lesson about forming tools. I'm going to pick up where I left off in my previous tutorial. In my last tutorial, I did forget to mention that forming tools only work with sheet metal parts, so do keep that in mind. Let's begin with a sketch on the top plane. Now let's insert a rectangle. Exit the sketch. Base flange. Let's accept the default value. In my previous lesson, I showed you the check mark next to the Forming Tools option. Be sure you see this check mark, be sure it's selected, or the forming tool won't work. Okay, let's grab the tool, take it out to the top face of the sheet metal part. To change its orientation, press the Tab key. When you've got it in the right spot, just release your left mouse button. And when you do that, the Forming Tool Features Property Manager opens. We've got two tabs here, Type and Position. When I switch to the Position tab, we're in the sketch environment. Let's place a second point about here. Of course, we can also apply dimensions here if we need to. We're ready to accept. Let's click on the Type tab. First, we've got the option to select placement faces. Orientation angle. We can flip the direction if needed. Next, we can specify the configuration. We've got the option to maintain the length between the forming tool inserted and the parent part. For example, if I'm going to change my forming tool later on, the part that I'm working on will update automatically. Lastly, we've got the option to specify flat pattern visibility. This gives us the option to show punch, show profile, show the center in the flattened part, and let's click Accept. Okay, let's right-click on our form tool and select Edit. Let's select Show Profile and Accept. And now let's flatten. Now in the flattened state, we have the sketch profile visible. This option is also available under Options, Document Properties, Sheet Metal. Here we see Show Form Tool Profiles when flattened and Show Form Tool Centers when flattened. Let me cancel out of this window. I'll place one more forming tool, Tab to change the orientation. This time I'll unselect Link to Form tool and click OK. Notice now we don't have a reference. When I right-click, I don't have the option to edit. However, when I double-click, I'm able to change the dimensions in the graphic area. Let's say 20 millimeters. Now let's see how we can change the dimensions of the lance. Double-click, Forming Tool. Right-click, Edit Sketch. And let's make it 20 millimeters, for example. And right-click, select Edit Feature, and Accept. And this concludes our second tutorial about creating a forming tool.